Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Blissfully Single Bean. I'm your homegirl Bean, and I'm your blissfully single one. So I'm creating a vlog, and this vlog is gonna chronicle a big transition in my life, a very big change. I'm in the process of relocating from New York to Atlanta. Now, 42-year-old single mom of two, and my whole family's in New York. So you can imagine how big of a change this is for me. So I decided I'm gonna chronicle it, I'm gonna vlog about it, because I think that it's going to give me some measure of comfort documenting it, and it's gonna put things into perspective, and it's gonna give me that battery in my back to keep going. So Sabine, why make this change? When your whole support system is here, your whole family is here, why would you want to leave and go several states away? Or like one of my cousins puts it, why would you want to uproot your kids to do something like that? And it's, well, it's simple or not so simple. I'm tired of the hustle and bustle of New York. It's too fast. It feels like I'm on a clock. You wake up, you go to work, you come back, you cook dinner, you go back to work to a part-time job, because of course you need a part-time job as a single mother in New York because it's so crazy expensive to live here. So I want a slower lifestyle, and the South is gonna give me that slower pace. Also, New York is just too expensive. I pay close to $10,000 a year in property taxes. And if you're a homeowner, you understand that amount is added to your mortgage. So it's like, all right, I can stay here, pay a horrendous mortgage to educate my kids in that school district. Don't get me wrong, very lovely neighborhood, very nice. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's not cost advantageous for me to live here. So for me to have some kind of financial stability, some kind of financial independence, for me to be able to put money away for my kids' college, for me to be able to invest, for me to be able to have a rainy day fund where I'm not always anxious about losing a damn job and wondering how I'm gonna pay my mortgage, the answer really is to relocate to somewhere where the cost of living is less expensive. And not only is it less expensive, I can get, as far as housing, I can get so much more. I can get a lot more than I'm able to afford in New York. Like in Atlanta, I can have my owner's suite, you know, with my own bathroom, a deck, nothing I would be able to afford here, because that kind of home costs like close to $1 million. And my sister lives in a home similar to that. I can't afford it, you know? And for me to have all of that, it ain't gonna be here in New York. So there's that. There's the weather. Weather's nicer. I'm tired of these long ass winters. And for me, all right, all you New Yorkers, doesn't it seem like it's taking further and further and further for the weather, longer and longer and longer for the weather to get nicer? Because I swear the weather doesn't get nice until like June. When I was a kid, by April, we chilling. Like we have the warmer weather. That's not necessarily the case here. And amenities. Listen, I live on Long Island, and this is a very, I'm not gonna pull any, this is a very white neighborhood. It's very, I think it's like 80% Italian. It's very, I'm the only, actually, I was the only black family on the block until recently. Another black family bought a house a couple of months ago. But it's not a lot of us. And on top of that, my area is a very pro-Trump area. I can't stand the inbred imbecile. I'm not I'm not a Trumpster at all, but that's what you see everywhere you go. And then my neighbor has this Blue Lives Matter flag waving from the side of his house, and it's like, you know, I'm over it. I'm over it. I want to be in an area where I see people who look like me. I want to have more choices when it comes to eating out. Like my choices are Cheesecake Factory, Denny's, TGI Fridays. What you'll find in Atlanta, which is black-owned businesses. You know, restaurants, when you go in there, and Beyonce, Before I Let You Go, is blasting, you know, in my ear. And then you see people who look like you. Middle-aged black people, just living. I don't get that where I live on Long Island. I can't have it but I'd have to drive like an hour and a half into Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn, not Canarsie, Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn, struggle with parking. Whereas in a city like Atlanta, the amenities are right there. So there's a lot of reasons why I'm making this change, but I'm scared as shit, y'all. Like I'm scared. I'm scared of leaving my family. I'm scared of not having those Sunday dinners. You know what I mean? I'm scared of not having my family to laugh with. You know what I mean? Because they really are my everything. When I say my family, my cousins. You know what I mean? I'm scared of being away from them because I haven't really been away from them, you know, in this capacity, several states away. I did once live in Philadelphia, but Philly's like an hour and a half away, 2 hours away. And even then, when I lived in Philly, I was in Brooklyn every weekend hanging out with my cousins. So it's a very scary thing to get up and transplant your whole life so far away from family. In Atlanta, I have one really, really good friend. He's been showing me around. He's my everything, but it's only him. I do have a lot of friends that eventually moved to Atlanta, but these are friends that I knew as a kid. Like it's been 20 something years, more than 20 something years, and we haven't talked. So it's not like I can necessarily, you know, move to Atlanta and expect that they're going to be the resource, you know, that I need, you know? So it's a very scary thing, and I don't like change. I hate change. Every time I have to move, like I cried. I remember my last big change is when I had my first son, Simon. He was a year old, and then me and his dad, we were living together at the time. We were together at the time, and we made the decision to move back to New York. And I remember texting him saying, I hate change. I don't want to leave. I like my life the way it is. But the thing about change is hard. Change for me is something I hate, but change is necessary for growth. So if I want to live a life where I have some kind of financial independence, which is something I've never ever experienced ever in my life, then this is the change that I will have to make. If I want to find myself more in a state where I'm less anxious, or I'm actually enjoying life and not surviving, because that's what I feel like I'm doing in New York. I feel like I'm just surviving. Like I feel like my head is barely above water. And every month when it comes to bills, when it comes to the mortgage, when it comes to work, when it comes to the grind, I'm just barely keeping my head afloat because at any moment I feel I'm gonna drown. I need a change. And this is going to document my change. So this was my visit to Atlanta this weekend. It's a quick little snippet something, but it's gonna give you the flavor of my experience and, you know, my moves in Atlanta and everything that I'm trying to do. So please take a gander. And if this is your first time watching my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. And also to all my Beanie Pies watching, or if you just happened on and you're watching, can you tell me about a transition you're going through in your life? Because it'll make me feel better than I'm not the only person that's making a very big and scary move. You know, I want to find comfort in you guys. All right. Well, enjoy. Look at what happened on my last trip to Atlanta. All right, Bastion, get away from me. Enjoy, guys.
We do upgrade caps, but everything you see in here is included feature. Crown motor.
So this is lovely.
Yeah, this is it. Fireplace. Change color.
Holy cow. You said this is the biggest? Okay.
Yeah, so. I wouldn't know what to do with all the shade.